All right, happy Friday, y'all. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Got a fun one today. Still working on the old Debian machine. A lot of people want to try it, and I get that. So today we're going to work on documentation and kind of filling out some of those scripts to where we'll probably wipe out the old virtual machine from Tuesday's video and start filling out some stuff. So for those that really want to try it, you should be able to get it up and going in some form or fashion after today's live stream. So it should be a lot of fun. I always love it. Thanks, guys, for all the comments coming into it. Isn't it just a riced window manager? And that's true. It is. It's pretty much all it is. So the whole idea behind this, for those that don't know, on when it comes to the custom Debian install that we're trying to do, is basically do a server and then a little window manager. No desktop environment, no bloat, nothing. It's the thing about Linux that makes it where it is used most in the world is server. So what we're doing here is just taking a server base and then just adding a little bit of graphics on top and then making it able to do all the things we want it to do. So that's the thing. Now, I will say after this stream, it's not for everybody. If you're new to Linux, this is not for you. It just isn't. It's one of those things to where you're not going to be able to intuitively change your desktop resolution and those types of things because we don't have any utilities basically to do so. Yes, it can be done, and we'll have to hash out how we're going to kind of design that aspects to where we customize it to other people's systems. And that's the big thing here is multi-monitor resolutions. Those types of things can be a little bit tricky. It's not too crazy, honestly. Just run a randar and run a script and you're done. But for someone new, that would be a little more difficult. So that's kind of the whole idea behind this. It's just, it's the fun aspect of it. And the beauty of it is we're building it out at this one's more meant just to be bare bones minimal. When I did my Arch Titus script, that is the absolute opposite of what we're doing with this one. This one's meant to be bare bones minimal with server and basically just be rock solid for a long time for a desktop. And that's the whole point of it. So that's it. Oh, hey, Sparky's in the house. What's up, Sparky? How you doing, man? I see David as well. Oh, what do you got? Possible to run OBS in headless mode. I've never tried that. That's a good one. How you doing, man? David, how you doing? Hope you're having a good one. Friday streams, always a fun stream, Always going into it, I'm always like, yeah, let's do it. It's in the morning, so I'm not usually all put together like my Tuesday stream, as I am not a morning person at all. Too many times doing migration, staying up too late, I think. Some of those comments, I kind of, yeah. So, it's okay. And sometimes like bad comments and dislikes, I think a lot of people always want to be praised for what they do. And that's not really good for development. When we're developing things, I actually encourage constructive feedback, because when someone says, hey, this doesn't work right, or what the heck is going on here, because that's where you really can make a polished product at the end of the day. So don't discourage it so much. Now some people will just straight up troll you, and then yes, just ignore that. I'm doing good, man. Doing good, Sparky. Doing good. Beautiful Friday here. A little foggy, but it's like 70 degrees, so I have to have my air conditioner on. Here in Texas, it's actually been 80 degrees. Fun fact, we've actually been skateboarding a bunch. I've actually been getting into skateboarding at 40 years old. Yeah, so if I ever show up and I'm like in a cast or I break my hip, now you know what happened. I love skateboarding now. And I'm terrible with balance and I'm not coordinated at all, so don't think I'm good. I don't want to give that impression. So, all right, well, cool. Not too much. Actually, chat's pretty light today. I think we just jump right into it, actually. We all know I'm the only person that trolls. Yes. All right, guys. Well, let's get on the desktop. See what we're working with. Obviously, this is what our whole thing was for, that I've basically been using for a year. It's been a lot of fun. Roderick the Red, thanks for joining the members. So let's go ahead, close all this out. Well, we might actually go to the GitHub page And let's see what we're starting at and then work on building this out a little bit more. Mitchell, Linux skateboarding crew, yes. I'm gonna do a video on it. It's gonna be so off the wall. That'll be hilarious. All right, so here we are. Pretty basic stuff right now. I think we can fix this up because I think I put the sources list. And what if you're not familiar with like Debian SID, it's basically the bleeding edge, and it's actually really good. I've run Debian SID for upwards of a year, and it is more stable than Arch. So anybody that says like Debian SID's bad, I just want to put that out there. Just to let folks know, not to say that Arch is bad or unstable. I'm just saying Debian SID is still extremely stable compared to many rolling releases. So that's why I'm using Debian SID. And it also has a couple more packages, specifically Polybar and some other things that is utilized more in the Arch realm. Most times when you see a rice, like you see here, where you have this beautiful interface, it's kind of cutting off on this one. But when you have these interfaces here, usually it's Arch-based systems because Arch has a lot of packages. It's a little more bleeding edge than anything you'll ever run into a Debian or an app system. And it's easy to get lost in Arch. And the one thing I'd say here is we can curate a more stable, really just a fantastic foundation. But there's things I miss about Arch too, and that's what we're trying to do, is kind of bring some of those packages in and build this out. So that's the whole gist of this. So let's start with just looking at our GitHub and what we can do to just kind of help people to get started with it. And then I'm going to tell you what's broken because there's certain things that just may not work on your system, because most of my systems set up like 4 or 5 years ago. I'd say I'm not very good with monitors. My monitors are throwaways, meaning they're recycled. I'm using 1080p 60 hertz monitors, and I know most people or a lot of people are using probably 1440p and probably a higher refresh rate, like maybe 144. As if I wasn't so cheap, that's what I would be using. I would replace this, and I'm still actually working on something like that. Because one thing about this system is I do use all of my Mac, Linux, and Windows in here, and I really want to remove this monitor. You can't really see it. Actually, maybe I can just... This monitor right here is actually Mac. That's my Mac where I do all my edits. And what I want to do is I want to get rid of it. And then I want to bring Mac and Windows into this system. So then it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'll have access at my fingertips to the hardware of the Mac machine, to where I do my video edits directly on this box. And I also do all my gaming on this box. Now, if you've been following a little bit, you can see Moonlight right here. This is how I do my gaming right now, which I don't think, did I not quit Diablo 2? Well, let's see. So right now, when I'm doing like my Diablo 2, or maybe I'm doing like a Windows video, usually I'll bring it into here, do the video, and then quit out. So that's kind of how I'm doing things right now, which let's see here. We'll go ahead and quit. But that's just like where my Windows box is, but I want to kind of add my Mac workflow into here too, and to kind of dedicate a workspace. And when I say workspace, that's these little icons above, and I want to make one workspace specifically for Mac as well. And I'm going to keep Moonlight on my Windows box, but for Mac, I'm going to try out some new stuff. And my idea behind that, maybe someone from chat has actually seen this or tried it, but I might use Parsec in a dedicated workspace with maybe like an auto launch or something. We'll see. I'll tinker around with it a little bit, but actually do all my Final Cut Pro edits on my Mac directly in my Linux box as well. So then I'd have Windows, Mac, and Linux literally all on the same monitor, on the same OS, no reboot, no dual boot, tri-boot, any of that business, and all have native performance, which would be freaking cool, right? So that's the gist of why I do what I do here. And the idea for having Linux as the base, the shell for everything, is when you have just a minimal GUI on top of it, and most of it is just server-based, we can just do whatever we want, and then we never break our system. So that's what we're doing, and that's the whole purpose of this. So with that refresh, let's get into this portion and see if I miss anything from chat. Chat's pretty quiet today. I like it. I think everybody's not a morning person like me. Or you just want to see me do something, you know? Ah. Yeah, so if you want to run native Mac, just get multiple PCs. Now, I want to actually say there is another way. And I thought about this. But then I was like, it would be just insanely ridiculous as far as a technical perspective. And what I thought about doing, instead of having multiple PCs, was carving up one PC in a virtualized environment and doing like a Linux base, much like this, but then start doing multiple GPU pass-throughs and like maybe a Threadripper, because when you're doing multiple systems at the same time and you're passing through multiple GPUs, you would need a very, very beefy, like I think probably at least an enthusiast PC, probably a Threadripper, because you'd run out of PCI Express lanes, as each VM would need its own graphics card, each VM would need its own USB port, or at least I would want to push my own USBs, and then carve up its entire system, and then build out like a Mac KVM, and then you also have your Windows KVM, and you'd have pretty native performance as long as you had a really beefy chip like a Threadripper with 64 cores. So you don't necessarily need to do this compartmentalized setup like I have here. The only reason I'm doing that is, one, ease of use, and upgradability. So whenever you have KVMs, sometimes you can't really update, especially in the macro. So that's kind of what I want to dedicate multiple PCs to one shell. Don, you are not a morning person. That's true. Usually it's for the first hour. I think the big joke was when I stopped going into my day job every single day. I still have my day job, but when I stopped doing it every single day, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep my hours. You know, I'm gonna still wake up at 7, drink my coffee, come out here and do things. And I learned real quick. I think people have been paying me for 20 years for about 2 hours of work that I just kind of sit there and zone out and stare at the screen. So it's kind of funny. Funny tidbit. All right. Now, first off here, let's come into our README file. We don't need this. Right here, we're going to actually change this up. And we're going to probably modify the system and copy files to where they need to be. For the root stuff, we can probably put all that in the root script. So requirements, let's just do this. Install changes Debian to the SID dev branch. Just give folks a little bit of a warning there. And now let's go into the root package. Oh, that's right. I was doing a video on Git. Specifically, I saw like the LTT video when they did a part 2 of Linus doing Linux. I saw how he used Git, and I was like, okay, I need to make a video on how to use Git, because that should never happen. How he was like right-clicking save as, and I was like, oh, that's not how you use Git at all. And also, I wanted to kind of touch on how awesome Git is too in that video. But that's probably going to be tomorrow. I think I pretty much shot it. I just got to edit it. All right, let's go to root though. First things first, in this script, we need to copy sources.list to probably etc apt sources list. And what we'll probably end up doing on this one as well, we probably will need to do a backup of etc apt sources list. And what we'll do is we'll put this as just a backup sources list back. That just ensures we have a backup, and so when we clone this and we run this script, this will change the Debian branch to that SID development branch with all these new files. Like PyCom is in the dev branch. It's not in any other. I don't even think it's in Bookworm, which is the newest testing branch of Debian, but it is in SID. Also, Polybar is in SID, where it's not in any other ones as well. The rest of these look pretty solid. And then I do have a custom package here. Rofi, one right here, which we do need to add as well, as that is not in any repository. This is when Arch is nice, because Arch, what they've done with Arch is, well, it's just, you have that bleeding edge. So what I had to do for some of the packages, instead of using, obviously, the AUR we don't have, I needed to custom build some packages. Like Rofi on Debian, even Debian SID is like 1.54, which is a really old package, and it makes this menu look messed up, which is not good. So you actually need to install this new Rofi as well. So we'll do like dpackage. Let's see. Oh yeah, I will be updating my debloat. My Windows debloat script's definitely going to be updated soon. I'm actually going to be doing like a full optimization guide for Windows 11, because by default, or the stock settings in Windows 11 is not great, and I don't think I haven't even done one optimization guide on Windows 11 yet. So I need to do that. I know that's like one of my, I think that is the biggest. Yeah, that's actually the most watched video on my channel is Windows 11 debloat. So I need to do an optimization video, or Windows 10 optimization guide. It's not really that much different, but still. And what we'll do is we're just going to grab this entire... What is that? Do I have autosave on? Feels like I don't. There we go. I like to just autosave everything. Just in case something happens. Or I forget to hit the save button. Alright. And I think we were in the root package. And we're going to just go right here. There's one tool that I need to be using as well. Let's go full screen with this. It's an extension. And shell check. Okay, yeah, I am using shell check. Shell check's cool if you ever do bash scripting at all. A developer actually contacted me. Probably one of the coolest things about being on YouTube is you get to talk with some really amazing people. And I remember talking with a developer I normally would never be able to talk to. And he was like, oh yeah, this is my entire workflow on how I do my bash scripting. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I learned a ton. It was amazing. Probably one of the most rewarding things about this. All right. So what we're doing is fixing the branch. This changes, and let's go do some documentation. Change Debian to SID branch. That's good. And this one, I think we need to do custom packages. And we'll just add that. And this is going to be add custom Titus Rofi deb package. So this one is actually, I think it's unsigned, but I think we can force it through as long as we have the deb package. Would SID completely bork a Proxmox host? Sam, I'm not sure on that. That's a good... I don't think it would. Honestly, Proxmox is basically Debian, so I don't think you'd have any issue with that, Sam. Let's see. Anything else here? Anything I'm missing, chat? Does any terminal utility on any Linux distro work on Android's Termux? I think so. I mean, there's probably some stuff that doesn't, but probably some multiplexers that probably won't. Termux probably wouldn't actually do it, because I think Termux itself is a multiplexer, so you might run into like the inception of multiplexers, which is kind of funky. But most people don't even use the multifunction or the multiplexing capabilities of like Tmux or any of them. So I think you'll be fine. All right, and this is add base packages. And then this is basically just downloading Nordic theme and putting it into user share, which is also very good. One thing here that we're missing, oh no, it's got git. I think unzip also needs to be here. We missed that. And probably some, not too much else actually. I think this is pretty good. And I think, oh, I actually had unzip over here, but let's put it back over there. I really want the user script to just be appearance type things. This is when we're logged in as a user. It's running these commands. Base, or actually we'll just say appearance packages. Now I could put all this in as root. I don't think it really matters, but that's important to know. One thing with this user script, I do not see it declaring it as a bash script. Okay. That's, we'll fix that. Oh, okay. So yeah, someone did respond about Proxmox switching it to SID. I mean, it's Proxmox. Your hypervisor, you kind of want an old version. A good example of this is like XCP-ng. It uses a RHEL base, which if you're not familiar with RHEL-based Linux installs, they're very, very old. They use packages sometimes, usually between 2 and 5 years old, meaning you don't see any updates for those periods of time. Maybe security updates, but for the most part, you will never see like a feature update or anything like that, because they want it to be as rock solid as possible, and that's kind of important. So. Just good to know. All right, they say this is bad syntax, probably because you need to do double quotes for that. Does that get me what going? What's shell check not liking? Huh. Use CD or exit or return in case CD fails. I'll have to look at this type of problem. I've never seen that. But this should at least get me. Sometimes if you do like home and let's say your username has a space, which why would you do that to yourself? But let's say it does, you might run into some issues. So that's why like anytime you do like a variable for home in bash, you always want to put it in quotes. I learned that the other day the hard way. And that should be pretty good. Yeah, so this is meant to be a minimal install. I'm not going to be installing Steam or any of that business. This is mainly just to give you a minimal functional thing. Now, if you're talking about my Arch Titus script, I saw a comment saying, hey, can you not install so many gaming-focused packages? I will be doing a minimal Arch Titus version, which is basically taking that script and then just dumping all of the fluff in it, which there's a considerable amount because the Arch Titus script was really meant to get more of a gamer going on Arch, where this is going to be more of a minimal setup built for more of an intermediate user, not necessarily an expert or a noob. Obviously not a noob, but it's more for that intermediate to kind of give you a solid base to just do everything, because this is kind of how I like to use Linux and how I think most people should use Linux. As far as the links to the non-free, let's add that. I saw that in chat just now. Requirements. And let's grab download. We'll just add a new one, call it download. Download Debian non-free net install. So that's the thing we need. Use the following Debian ISO as the base. The one problem about Debian, I absolutely love Debian, guys. Like, it's, if I had to pick one distro, like let's say you said you're stuck on a stranded island and you can only choose one distro with internet access and all of its repositories, but you can't download anything else, it would be Debian. You might be like, why? Why not Arch or any of that? It's mainly just because I love it as a base for a desktop usage. I always try and differentiate desktop and server usage. Server usage, it's different. Server usage, typically I like Rocky Linux. I've talked a little bit about it, but that RHEL base, because it's older packages, but man, I had a RHEL based system up for 10 years and barely ever touched it. It's just that solid. And I kid you not, a full decade. That's how good it is. Ruben, thanks for joining the membership. Let's see. So let's find that Debian ISO. Debian ISO download. Go live install images. Actually, we might not even do live. Let's go download here. I would say if there's one critique, if Debian people ever watch this, is your non-free firmware downloads are awful, man. Like, let's cancel that. So we're gonna go non-free firmware. I wish they would just make it a little bit easier to pick exactly what you need, because some of this, it's easy to get lost in their navigation to it. So let's find, easiest method is to use the installer image for non-free firmware directly. So this is actually where you want to go. And I like to just grab the top, which would be, I almost want to do like weekly builds, but you see like daily builds here. This is something like the last modified. See, daily builds hadn't been updated since July. So obviously that's wrong. But their weekly builds do look like they're updated. But needless to say, you really want just this top one, and then we're just going to change it to SID. For Proxmox, what about a custom sources list.file? No, don't do that, Sam. That's a bad idea. Anytime you're changing like the root or the actual apt repositories for Debian itself, you should always be using the sources.list file. Now, that said, most people abuse the sources.list file, and what they do is they toss in a bunch of repositories, which is terrible. You should only be doing your base, hey, where am I getting my system updates from? And like, I think lately I've been using a Tuxedo laptop. They sent me one. I need to do a review video on it. I just wanted to get like at least 30 days of usage out of it. And they changed from the base Debian repo, so they don't actually download from Debian. They have their own repositories and their own servers that they changed. But anything extra, like let's say Brave browser repositories or something like that, you would want to put in that sources.list.d directory as like just a basic .list file. So you'd put like brave.list. And just to kind of showcase this too, let's go to apt, just so you understand how this is done. So you got your sources.list file right here, which is just Debian. Nothing else. If you have this long, drawn-out sources.list file, you're doing it wrong. Take each one, and this is just a best practice. Come into sources.list.d. Let's see, what do I have? Brave. So if you cat Brave, you'll notice that that's just the Brave. And if we cat TeamViewer, which I still do some remote support for my work. Please don't contact me if you want support. I don't do support for third parties or people I don't physically know. But this is just the deb repository for TeamViewer. So obviously I'm grabbing the stable version of TeamViewer from this repository. Everything else is just comments in it. And then if you cat, what was the other one? VS Codium. You'll see that's just there. So each list file is its own thing. So if I'm using a repository, I'm going to have my own list file in that list.d directory. And it's important to differentiate this because I see too many people like get 20 and just toss it all in sources.list. And what ended up happens is when you go and let's just do a sudo apt update. So when you do an update, and you'll see all the packages that I'm using right now. It'll pull all these in. See how many files. So I actually have 526 packages I need to update. But the big thing when you're doing that update, look for W's and E's. If you're seeing a bunch of warnings or errors, you might have duplicate packages. You might have one of your sources.list, maybe the company just said, hey, I'm done with this repository, and they just stopped using it. That means you need to just delete that repository. You want to keep your apt as clean as possible. I always try and keep my apt under probably 5 repositories. At the very most, having 10 repositories is kind of, I think is way too bloated, but I mean, that's kind of to the max if I had just something loaded down with stuff. Actually, we're going to just upgrade our system right now. Might as well. But we're going to go into 64-bit over here while our system updates. And which one do we want to grab? Usually I go with ISO and I go with BD and scroll down. And you'll see, nope, that's not it. Not BD. I think it was CD. Yes, that should be it. So right over here, you kind of see this. You never want like the edu. You always want just the non-free firmware. This convenience. Okay, cool. So you want non-free firmware. So this is non-free firmware right here. This is what you'd want. So what we're going to do is just take this and put that in here. And again, this is kind of where Debian fails. I really wish they did a better job of directing people to what they need, because this should be most of this. And let's just say Debian ISO as its base, and we'll do probably like an asterisk and say this download. We'll say do not grab the edu download, and this includes non-free and firmware. This is important because if you don't grab this version, you might have Wi-Fi drivers that won't work. You might have NVIDIA drivers. Let's say you have an NVIDIA card. You're not going to be able to grab NVIDIA drivers because they're not in the non-free, or you don't have the non-free repository. All those things can be a little problematic. However, it's not the end of the world. Even if you do all that, if you look at our sources.list that I'm actually copying everything, it'll actually change it. So even if you do grab like the regular file without all the non-free stuff, it probably will work as long as you have like your base system operational. Because once you install it and you change the repository to what I'm using, it's going to change it to non-free and with firmware and all that stuff anyways. So important to know. Important to know. Oh, the terminal stream. Yeah, sorry about the position on that. Let's just push terminal to what's in my workspace for. Yeah, here, guys. So this is the update we're doing right now. This is actually a pretty sizable update. It's been a little bit since my last update, but with Debian, the beauty of it is you don't really have to worry about the size of the updates a lot of times. I don't think I've ever had one. Well, no, I've had one go south on me once, but very rare. So now that everyone knows where we're getting this stuff from, our README file includes basically this long CD image to grab for the non-free. firmware version of Debian, you can now grab that. And that is the 64-bit with all that, but it's kind of ridiculous. You have to go through each one, and a lot of people don't even know all the directories and things to get for Debian. Like I said, I wish they would make this a lot more intuitive. A lot more people would use Debian, because that's what everything's based on. Ubuntu, Elementary, Pop! OS, all of it is... Debian is the original thing that it's all using. Yeah, so hopefully this saves some people. We'll do a commit real fast. Let's just tiling. So this commit, just a documentation update. We'll just say doc update. Added documentation. And we'll just copy that and push that to origin. So now people know what ISO I'm using. And then it's also, when running as root, we'll change all of this sources to be the SID branch. We're going to install the custom package here. And then the base packages, which I think I have pretty much everything there. We grab the Nordic theme. And then we're pretty much done with root. A couple things here is the SDDM file. Do want to fix that as well. Also add some functionality for like OCS URL. If you're not familiar with that, let me show that real fast, because that's a pretty awesome tool. Let's just go SDDM theme. And let's go here. So you can do all these different login screens, which look pretty cool, right? Like Jolly SDDM. It's pretty neat. And yeah, you can put all these in, which would be neat. But a lot of times, a lot of people don't have the packages there. So when you're going to install it, right now, this is just a download theme. Let's see if we can find... I know Nordic would have it. Let's just sort by rating, I bet you. Oh man, there's some really beautiful login themes. Look at this net login. That's cool. I like that. That's slick. But anyways, I don't see that. Maybe OCS URL might be the other one. Usually that is there. Anywho. We can work on this. Things maybe. Might be playing that. I'm just trying to think of why I can't find. Usually there's an install button here that just says, hey, use OCS URL. That might be something missing, or maybe I'm on a wrong website. Yeah, interesting. Let's see what else, where else they put it. When can you expect minimal Arch Titus? That'll probably be this month. I commit to this month. I'm still working on some bug fixes with regular Arch Titus, and I'm on the testing branch for that. And then I might use like Easy Archer or something like that to make an ISO for folks that help support the project on christitus.com. Yeah, so usually Smog, like when it comes to disabling root login, whenever I do the video on how this is installed, it'll be from ISO. It won't be a full image like I did the other way. And I'll probably have like a custom ISO, but with just like the packages built in, nothing too crazy. And I'll say, hey, when it comes to root password, when it comes to Debian, if you've probably set up a lot of Debian systems, but you would just basically leave root password blank, and what that does in the Debian installer is it just disables the root login, which I highly recommend. I think that's a massive security flaw by leaving a root login or adding a root password so you can log in. So by default on Debian, I always just hit enter for the root password, and that disables it. But a very good point to make. Use DT's Nord SDDM theme. Okay. Where's distro Nordic theme? I didn't even know. I've never seen his Nordic theme. Let's see. Do we have? Oh, he's using DWM, but yeah, is he using SDDM for his startup? Maybe not. I don't think this is it. Does he have his own? I might actually. I think Zero Linux sent me something for a Nordic theme. Let me pull it up real quick. That would probably even be even better. And we'll, you know what, we'll take probably what he did right here. Nordic Grub, I think. Oh yeah, this is Nordic Grub. Might actually just do like a start X and do, you know what we could do? What's everybody's feeling on this? Instead of using a display manager, let's just say we just ditch SDDM altogether. Because again, this is more for a minimal setup. And instead, do like an encrypted grub and then make you log in when you're in the grub screen. So we could do that. And we'll use like Zero Nord. Let's fork this and then change our background. We could do some graphic edits real fast. Change like the arch symbol to more of a Debian based thing. Grab some of like the color scheme of Nord. Kind of liking that idea. Am I off my rocker, or is it, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that. Yeah, let's. I think we do that, right? So that gives you the security of a display manager, because you can't log in when you have an encrypted grub without typing the username and password, and then you secure down that bootloader. All right. Let's let me grab a poll real fast. It'd be a neat thing to at least show folks. Oh. All right, so we'll use encrypt grub to use as no login. Let's see what y'all say. And then we'll just remove SDDM from this install. As cool as this is, I'm thinking we take like what he's done with the grub, theme it out so it looks like a cool login manager, but it's not. It's actually, you can select Windows, or if you're dual booting, or boot into this, but it also protects your startup. Because sometimes I've seen people encrypt grub, but then they also have their display manager. Almost everybody does this. So you do like an encrypted grub, you log in, and then you got to log in again when you hit your display manager. Hey, I'm all for getting rid of all the GUI there, Sparky, for sure. Less bloat, right? Oh, wow. A lot of people say yes to this one. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really seen this in most people. Most people don't like it. Well, I mean, you could always boot to like a live USB to, like, someone's like, what happens if grub gets corrupted? Well, I mean, your system's not going to boot either way. So you're going to have to go to live USB media either way. So like that's not an actual downside, because if grub gets corrupted, your system's not going to boot anyway. So yeah, it don't matter. All right, sweet. Well, we got 100 votes in. I think that's enough. A lot of people are like, hey, I don't think we've ever seen anybody do this, so let's give it a shot. First off, let's see about encrypting grub. because I want to show people what that looks like, and then we'll look at ripping out our display manager and just using like a start X on startup. So encrypt. Encrypt. Rob. Yes, encrypt's a hard one for me to type on this split keyboard. Let's see, thegeekstuff.com. I don't even know what this is. Some people, oh yeah, no. So this is the basic way to do it, is just to do like a grub.conf and then just put the password in plain text. We're not gonna do that. So what we want to do, oh wait, no, didn't read far enough down. Grub crypt. Interesting. I don't think I've ever done it that way. Is that even in this grub crypt? I don't think I've ever used that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's just do a sudo list grub crypt. Is there? Yeah, there's nothing like that. Oh, what grub packages are available? We got grubzin, that's for hypervisor. Grub2 splash images, that's an interesting package. I need to probably take a peek at that. Be kind of neat. Don't really see too much here. But there was an encryption tool I was using. Yeah, this is just kind of like a fun deal. Like, most people might not want to do this, but I think it'd be neat. Oh, this is from 2011. That's probably why. It's a 10-year-old how-to article. This is probably just Luke's encryption. I don't think, yeah. That's gonna be Luke's. Encrypting the grub. So we want to just kind of protect the grub bootloader here. That's a good one, Sparky, with the double pipe. That probably would have yielded more, but there was no crypt here on there. But that's a good thing to mention to folks. Let's see, grub password. You know what we should probably do? Just let's Google password protect. Can't remember how I did it, but I did it on my laptops. Mainly because if I lose my laptops or they get stolen, I don't want someone, let's say it's an actual Linux user that's pretty knowledgeable, they should be able to hack into my stuff pretty easy, so I wanted to limit that. So let's go grub password protect. Tech Republic, really? Oh, yeah. That's just plain text. I mean, you could do plain text, but again, probably not. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. MD5 crypt. I think that's a... I think that's there. What does it say? What package? Fedora. Oh, that's Red Hat. Okay. Is there MD5 in any of these packages? So MD5 is just kind of obscures that password in the text file. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, MD5 is not great, guys. I mean, it's something. I don't necessarily have to do that. All right, this is a CentOS system. Let's take a look. Keep going. Well, a lot of people say grub MD5. Let's do a search for that. Shaw 512 for the win. Yeah. This looks like it's legacy grub that's actually there. So let's just first take a look at let's go no, keep my version please. And no. Maybe I should have left that as a yes, but well, that should be fine. Yeah, someone asking, what desktop environment is this? There is no desktop environment. There is no spoon. This is just it's just a window manager. Test of Proxmox VM still seems to work with Skit said. Yeah, good to know, Sam. I don't really use Proxmox much these days. I still like it though. I think it's great for YouTubers, mainly just because you can do, it has really good like spice and display options available. Let's go Vim, etc, default grub. This is usually where you store everything, but I think we could just toss a password in here. Yeah, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe Vim, etc, grub.d. Might have been like a custom one. Anyway, before we do anything too crazy, let's just give it a reboot. I probably should have shut down some stuff there. I had a lot of things open. Oops. Yeah, well, that's why I always have that autosave feature. Okay, cool. I'll pull it up here, Sparky, once we get back to our desktop. Pull up old testing. Oh, I still need to do that video on NTFS support in Linux 5.15. Forgot about that. So on my startup script, I do have something that waits for the internet to get completely established before it does anything. So right there with the timing, it actually launched Discord and then shifted me to that. So here's some startup programs I use. There's Discord, and then we have that, which is pretty nice. Actually, did Sparky just sent me that? Oh, nope. That's something else. All right, let's see what else we got. All right. Oh, grub2 set password. I didn't know that was a package. All right, so from our main screen here, is that part of grub2 set password? I don't think that's it. Is it? No. I don't think so. Let's see. What am I missing? What package am I missing here? So I think is written for a RHEL-based machine. I mean, it is, I guess, a bit more common in a RHEL-based system. Yeah. So there's a lot of articles for RHEL and Fedora, but very few for Debian. It's kind of shocking. Ah, there we go. Crisco, I think, has it. That looks about right. MK password WD. We look on here. Let's see. Why isn't that showing up? Let's sudo apt list the grep. I'm pretty sure that's the one, Crisco. Yeah, that's make password. I think there's let's just shoot that to 4, open up our browser. Grub. That's so the one I used the other day. And it was Debian. But it might be needing a repository. It's in grub-common. Do I not have grub? Yeah, grub-common's installed. Does maybe it's already there. It's already there. That's cool. All right, cool. Yeah. So that's exactly what Crisco. You were the champion. You got it. So that's already in grub.common, which gets installed with grub too. So there's our password hash. Beautiful. This is perfectly intuitive. So now we just need to add grub password. Add grub password. Debian. If we look, okay. There we go. So then it gives you the hash. Blah, blah, blah. It looks like you just throw it in the header file for grub.d. Vim, cat, yeah, okay, whatever. The set super users. We could do root, we could do whatever we want there. And then so we'll just take that, put it in that file, anything else, and then just do an update of grub. Oh, that's easy. Okay. I think that'll work. What do y'all think? Let's just, go to a new prompt. Vim. We're gonna need sudo for this guy. Let's go. They said header file. Let's come down to the end. Just that there, and let's just go. Actually, we'll just do a bulk replace of username with Titus, and just do that. All right. So we replaced that. Come to the end of the line, and we just need to append this long drawn out password here. It's a SHA-512. Yeah, like it. Like it. So we put that in there, just like so. Save that out. And then we just do an update of grub. So, just do sudo update grub. All right. Password pbk dk df2 not found. Did I miss a step? Password pk. That should do it. Let's take a peek at that file one more time. Password. Just looking at the syntax. And I don't see anything too crazy. It might be the last boot you see. Corrupted my grub. Ah. 00 header. Don't think that's quite it though. I mean, should be. We'll try another update, but I'm pretty sure there's some syntax error there. Probably would not be wise to reboot right now. But then again, I do these streams for entertainment purposes. So if we do an update, yeah, it's just not, oof, it doesn't like that. Let's take a peek. Let's go here. Rub. Go directly to Force, right from the GNU.org site. You can't get any more authentic than this. Typical grub fragment might look like this. I think putting it in the header file is wrong. I think we should put it like 40 custom. That should be good. Thanks for joining members there, Alvar. Should be custom. I think the header file from, where was that? Computingforgeeks.com. I think this is wrong. I think this is a bad tutorial. So, again, pay attention to what it's spitting out, but saying that, not found in the header file, that just feels wrong. So let's go. Oops. Let's just do that as sudo to get rid of that. And then sudo vim etc grubd 40 custom. Yes. Add. Oops. Did I delete that whole thing? Crap. No. No. Oh, man. That's okay. Well, let's I do like, maybe I can just do like a retrieve, run an external command, and then what was that again? See that command again. What was it? Let's go grub make password K2. So if we do, I don't know if this will work, but I want to try it just to see. It'd be cool if it did. Let's go retrieve grub make password tbkdf2. Yes. Vim wins again. Although it didn't show me the output, I just kind of had to like type the password in. That is hilarious. Oh man, beautiful. All right, let's I'm getting better with Vim. I tell you, that's probably one of the most rewarding experiences, getting decent at Vim. All right. And let's just, I need to figure out jump a little bit better though. I tell you, Still a bit of a noob there. All right, now that looks better. Oh yeah, this is totally secure. It's a 4-digit thing, so if someone wants to decipher it, that's fine. I don't have that as like an external password to anything. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care. So now if we do a sudo update grub, that looks much better, guys, doesn't it? So I like I said, this is a good point. Like, even when you run into an article that's almost like 99% correct, when we were doing it, I was like, that's wrong. That's throwing an error on the update of grub. That's not gonna be good. Going back through, figuring out that error. Good thing to do. So now we just got to see if it took our secure password, even though I just showed the whole hash. Oh well. So now when we go to enter, oh, so now we have to sign in. Oh cool, it booted. It's always a risky endeavor when you encrypt grub and you're like, if this doesn't work, that's gonna really suck. Especially if your disk is encrypted, because then even live USB, you're toast. And also, it should be noted when you do this, I just made a video on like how to hack Linux, like from a grub. And that hack of Linux is won't work if you encrypt your drive and then you have encrypted grub. If something goes awry, you're not going to be able to get in your system unless you know like your encryption key and you understand Lukes and how to do that in a live environment, which very few people do. But it's possible to, but it makes recovery much more difficult, let's just say. But it also makes your system much more secure. So you would encrypt grub with a password, and then you also have that. Obviously, we're pretty much skipping the display manager, so we don't really have a theme. But this is a way to do login through basically grub, because you won't be able to boot to any system on your whole bit if you encrypt grub in this manner. So we probably, you know what we should probably do is actually make a tutorial video on this, or maybe just a guide. So if anybody watching this wants to do it, we could probably do that. Let's see. That guy we were following was not too bad. It just was wrong in one spot. So let's go. Just take that. And we will pull that in to here. 1 second. I'm into chat real fast. I got some sensitive stuff I'm about to pull up. And then let's see if we can't just edit this. Perfect. This is like a new little site editor I'm working with. It's a little bit basic, to say the least. But we can totally use it. And we'll just add text. And we're just going to say set grub password. First part's going to just be create or SHA hash or password. Might change that. Maybe I don't say SHA hash. Some people that might confuse them. Encrypted hash. I can't spell encrypted. I'm barely past English. All right. And then we just do like super user, and then I think we were using this guy. Actually, we could just It's gonna be that one. I could do this also in like a gist as well. Wouldn't be too bad. And then probably the next one, probably do, let's see, blah, 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 blah. And then probably do like a sudo grub 40 custom. _custom. So close, so close. And let's just grab that real quick. Or let's just cat it. And then we just do that. Grab that guy. Actually, I'll leave off the top part. It's not really needed. So this is example. Oh, now we need to add. A little bit rough. Hash from above. Which, just looking at this, it usually always starts with this right here. Put that in. I'm just thinking of how to make this look as intuitive as possible. Just put example a couple times in here, right? I think people will get the idea. X maple example. All right. And then you just do a sudo update grub. That's pretty much it. So add that in, and then probably for this, do a shift into file, add that as bold, give that a little bit of space. Usually I like do like a block quote or something for this, though I don't know. I'm kind of a noob on this editor. It's like real basic. I usually just pull it in through that. So that's pretty much it. Let's make a gist of this now too. I'll just say publish that. Come back to it. Let's go on GitHub. I'll make a gist over there. Oh yeah, change Titus to username. Agreed. So let's just go to a gist, and we're gonna just make a short little snippet here. Change grub password, and let's make this oops. Ooh, I don't know if GitHub does it that way. You know what? I don't think GitHub does do the single. I think I'm back in my old days there. Geez. Sometimes I get lost in my own editor. All right, so we want to do that. I just want to make it to where people can like copy paste it too. And I'll probably just, I might just pull this whole gist in that website. All right, add to into file. And then pop. And then finally update grub. And then we'll probably add a couple headers to here as well. So finally update grub. And we'll do that. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautimous, guys. And gals. So create password hash, let's make that a title. And then this one is going to be add hash to grub. And then finally update grub. Create secret gist. Create public, please. I don't care if anybody sees that. And then we have it. Oh, you know what? I thought... Oh, it's not a README file. Okay. Still. I was thinking it was in Markdown. That's not gonna look all that appealing to some. Crap! I should have just done it as a full GitHub project. Oh well. So be it. I'll put this in chat at least. So if anybody wants to follow these steps, you'll have it. It was actually all derived from Markdown. Oh, okay. But yeah, that at least gets somebody there. But that's how we did like the grub login screen, to where we don't really use a traditional display manager. So we could actually remove SDDM altogether here because we don't really use an SDDM theme. Which is technically, I'm not a big fan of display managers in general, just from like a security standpoint. I think Linux itself kind of like jumped the shark on a lot of the display managers because almost all the security vulnerabilities come from grub or, you know, boot CTL, all the different ones themselves. And encrypting that, I think, is a little bit better than what you'd run into a display manager. It's like even if I were to boot into Windows, it would still keep all that. Oh yeah, change Vim to editor. It's true. A lot of people are going to be like, Vim, how do I exit Vim? The age old trying question. Oh, Vim. I love Vim though. It's so fun. No, I used to do everything in Markdown using Hugo with Netlify. But then I wanted to add like a bunch of stuff like community and downloads and a store and all this other jazz. And then I was just like, forget it. I'm just going to farm it out. I already have like way too much to do on my plate. And I was like, all right, I need to do a better job here. And that's why I changed it to more of a simple one. I'm using like Podia for the back end, so I don't even really script or write my own website anymore, which is kind of a shame because sometimes I really like the granularity that you can get when you do, and you can make everything look exactly the way you want it. But at the end of the day, am I really wanting to spend hours per week on my website? I'm like, nah, not really. I got other things to do. Unless I can clone myself. That'd be awesome. Can you change the splash screen with an encrypted grub? You know, that's a good one, Smog. There is grub splash screen. I did see that package. What does that look like? Grub splash screen. That was an interesting package. And it's something I've never used before. So here's quiet splash. Where is that splash? So you could actually copy splash.jpg to this file. We might actually already have a splash.jpg, maybe? Let's take a peek. Like if we go into boot grub, Is there a splash? No, there is not. And I think our grub, if we look at it, we just go etc default grub. I don't think splash is anywhere, right? No. Oh, no. Spash. Splash. Yeah, no splash anywhere. Yeah, let's see what splash screen does. You know, that's an interesting. I've never used that. Again, let's try something else here. So we've done an encryption of grub, but let's add a splash screen. This is kind of neat. That way you can see me break my entire system. A lot of people are like petrified of the bootloader. And I gotta say, probably rightfully so, because if you do screw something up in this config, your system's not gonna boot. and you're not gonna be edited or do anything. So, yeah, I get it. Remove quiet out of here and display a text output, whereas removing splash will display a black screen instead of a splash image. Interesting. Okay. Maybe we add our own little custom flare here, guys. That would be kind of neat. So if we look at our... So it's just quiet now. So it's not displaying any of the output. So if we... Let's say we just come to the end of this line. Oops. We're in read-only mode. My bad. Why do I always do that? Like, I always forget sudo when I need it. And then... I'm a big dummy sometimes. Happens. Splash. And let's add that splash graphic. What graphic is that grub gonna be in is the next thing. That would be so great. I like it, Sparky. The CIA. All right, let's do it. CIA logo. That would be great. Let's mess with it. Oh man. All right, first off, let's figure out what dimensions we need from this splash screen. I love it. What are we? I think it's 640 by 480 by default. So I think just a 640 by 480 should get us there. All right. So if we come back into here, let's just grab this image, copy image. Oh wait, no. Let's grab this image over here. Copy image. Let's go into grub. Oops, not grub. Cancel. Let's come into GIMP. Yeah, it's always the first option. GIMP and me. It's kind of funny, like back in the day, I hated GIMP with like a dire passion. Oh, that's not the right logo. All right, let's copy that. It's probably copyright. All right. Why not? View file. Yes, there we go. Copy image. All right. All right, we're here. Let's close that out. Discard. Let's paste that. And then let's go canvas size. Probably bring that canvas size down to just scale it. 640 by 480, right? Oh, no. Let's scale it to 480 and then just adjust the canvas size. Everything on Grub still works on, I think, a 4:3 ratio. Could be wrong with that, though. And we'll just do a center, resize, file, save as. Or actually, we can just copy this right over it. Who cares? Where am I at here? We'll just put it in downloads and save that as a JPEG. Right? It wants that as a JPEG, right? Good way to mess with folks here. Yeah, I just dumped the watermark. No worries. Yeah, splash1.jpg to boot. So we want to name it this. So let's just come into downloads. There's that. We'll move CIA JPEG to splash1. And then we're just taking splash1 and putting it right there. Put that right there. And edit. Mod. Yeah. So then we just do an update grub, it looks like. Is that it? I mean, that'd be funny if that worked. I think there's something else we're missing here, like just as a hunch for the splash, but I could be wrong. Oh, did I leave the watermark? Oh, I will. Let's just see it. I doubt I'd leave this. Yeah. Okay, so it's a little bit blown up. I gotta figure out exactly what that is to make that yeah, get that going. All right. It's pretty close. Oh, that looked like a 640 by 240 maybe. Oh man. All right, let's do this. Oh geez. Oops, I think I forgot. I need to wait. Yeah, there we go. Let's come over here, pull up GIMP again, and let's fix that splash. So open recent. So this right here is basically what we want, but it looked like it ended it like right in that, probably, I think it was between the E, the G and the E. So I think if we bring this up to 480, so in this section, I'm just gonna change this layer. Well, actually, we'll scale the image to about half. So let's just first scale it to about 240. I think it's about half that. Yes, scale. And then what we're gonna do is then bring out the full canvas size to a full 640. I feel like the 640 was good. Let's just center it, resize. Let's just toss a layer in the background of this, and we'll just do a bucket fill. Bucket fill of black. Then there's a little bit there. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oops, got a little crazy. Or actually, would you do a paintbrush? Clean that up with the watermarks. Ah, perfect. Now let's just save that as a JPEG. And now we can do it all over again. Boom. And then we're just gonna move that. And and then just an update of grub. And kabam! Wait, what's this? Oh, that's neat. It added a little, we should change that next. That'd be fun. So now, oh, come on, man. Still off on my resolution there. So that one took it and brought it lower. All right, I need to just look up the splash screen resolution. It's gotta be something else. Your CIA agent is happy watching this. Oh, it's all in good fun. Let's see here. Set an image file. Look in the file size. Yeah. Grub boot runs 480 by 360. Yeah, let's see. Grub splash screen res. Splash screen resolution. Let's just ask Google. Or Brave Search, which I think is just using Google. I don't know. Seems very, very similar to me. Ooh, all right, let's see. Save. I think it runs on that. Let's look at ArchWiki. ArchWiki always has some good stuff with the. They do some of the best documentation. Yeah, I could change that comment. That's a good one, Charles. Let's see it. Changing the GFX mode, and then we just specify. Yeah, so like what I do for Brave, guys, I hate their start screen. So what I use is Momentum. If you use a Chromium-based browser, I highly recommend this plugin. Do I even have it listed here? Yeah, Momentum. It's great. It's free. Plug it in, you get a beautiful image, and then you just say, what's your main focus of the day? And then you just, that's just like a productive habit, is just say, hey, I want to get this one thing done. And for me, it would be GitHub tutorial video. Vid. Can I edit that? Edit. Video. And then you get that, and then you check it off, and it makes you feel good. So that's what I use for my start screen. But it actually overlays from the Brave, all that Brave garbage. Like when you launch Brave for the first time, it's just like, here's a whole bunch of crap that you're never going to use, and it just kind of bloats up your start screen. So I just install Momentum right away, and then it just gives me this real nice minimal layout on when I launch my browser, which I personally enjoy. Anywho, detour. Ooh. All right, let's go to visual. I think, yeah, let's change this right here, and then let's go ahead and see what that does. I like, yeah, let's see what else we got. How is Brave with privacy? I don't know. I wouldn't trust any search engine or browser with my privacy. I mean, frankly, I think it's better than Google, but that's a pretty low bar to get over. That's not really an endorsement. Better than Google? I mean, yeah. But that, again, is a pretty low bar to get over. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's use 1920 by 10. Yeah, you know, let's do it. I think our grub can handle 1920. Let's see what happens. Worst case, it just shows me nothing. But yeah, I kind of just browsers themselves just aggravate me. You know what? There's another thing that's kind of bugging me too. My Vim, I don't even think I've installed any of my Vim plugins. Have I? Do I have a Vim RC? Oh no, I do. Wonder what's going on there. Oh, I'm running it as sudo. Okay, never mind. I'm a big dummy. Sudo is running as root, and root is not having, it's not grabbing my vimrc file. Should probably fix that. Let me do that real fast. Link -s. Or actually, let's see. Is there a vimrc already there? Yeah. Let's just do a link s. vimrc to home Titus. Was it Vim? MyVim maybe? What was it? What did I name that? Why did I name that MyVim? Sometimes I need to do a better job of what I do with my GitHub projects. MyVim. vimrc. Oops. Pro tip. That is the source file right here, and this should be vimrc. Ah, perfect. So now when I launch Vim, cool, plug, install. Oh, what is it? Plug man? Oh crap, I can't remember. What? I'm drawing a blank here, guys. My morning streams are terrible. Like my brain doesn't work before noon. Plug. I swear it's plug something. Plug install. I swear it was plug install, right? All right, 1 second. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Blah, 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 blah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Here it is. Vim plug, yeah. That should do it. I think I have to run that. Then do a Vim. Okay. Then I think it's plug install. Yes. I just forgot. Cool. Perfect. Alright, so then when I do Vim, I've got the beautiful theme now. Alright, sorry, there's something bugging me with my Vim plugin. I like having all my plugins, and when I'm doing sudo and I'm in Vim, like etc default grub, and I'm looking at it, I was like, okay, why don't I have all my lines? And then I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm running as root, or running as sudo. Anyways, sidetrack. We're back on here now. Looking at chat here, we should be doing. I believe we need full 1080p on this one. Coffee. I do need coffee. I've been just drinking. It's like fruity water, berry punch. But don't worry, it doesn't have any aspartame, no sugar added. It has antioxidants. It has electrolytes. It has what plants crave. Coconut water. It's okay though. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna use 1920 by 1080 32. Here we go. Let's go do it. So let's go grub. We'll force the grub mode to that. And we're just gonna go delete to the end of the line. Pin 1920 by 1080 by 32. All right, that should be good. I feel like there was something else I needed to do. I remember seeing it in chat briefly. And we're going to use full HD. Someone said a teary eye. Of course, we want full HD. Ooh, Sekiro grub theme. Zombie Samurai. Okay, GFY. I got to check that out. GFY has some of the best rices out there. I remember him sending me a whole bunch back in the day. Yeah, yep, I don't have plug installed. Yep. That was me floundering around, and I think I'm back. Oh, grub2 EFI. Resolution is controlled by the EFI frame buffer resolution. So your custom grub resolution don't work. That's why. Ah, Hikari with the win, as usual. Oops. Oh, sad face. All right, maybe I can just, not QW. Oops. What was the right... What? Oh, no. How do we... All right. I think when you have to write out Vim, when you forget to write a sudo... Here's another thing. I usually just quit out and then I relaunch it as sudo, but you can force Vim to write out without it. Force Vim to write sudo. Let's see if chat gets it. WQ colon. Does that work? WQ colon. Yeah, can't open file for writing. So we didn't launch it as sudo, and we're trying to write it as our user. There's a way to overwrite it. I think it was like a like kind of a funny thing when you don't have root permissions. It's funky. So yeah. This is it. Check this out. So you have that. Oh no, that's not it. Don't grab all of it. But let's say you're in here. You can. Oh no. There we go. So you write, and then what the exclamation? It pushes it to that, and then you sudo t, which is like a cat, of %, which means the entire file. And then you're just like, okay. And then you now have written the file. It's a weird way to do it, but I wanted to show people that too. Or you could just quit out and change that one line back. I just didn't feel like writing all those numbers again. But like, if you forget to write something as sudo, it's a little workaround. I don't know why I forgot it. But that's why we have Google, right? I saw a funny meme the other day, and I think my daughter I was trying to help my daughter with her math homework, and I didn't understand the new math. It was just like these places, and I was just like, I don't know why that's the answer. Why do you have to show the work? That's dumb. It's right. But she's like, no, they want me to show the report. I'm like, fine, come on over here. I just get on Google and typed in the whole math question to get the answer. And I was like, you know, daughter, back in my day, we did school without Google. But it was, thank goodness for Google. It's kind of saved my bacon when we needed to do that. Fun little tidbit. Let's see. And then Hikari's suggestion was just to do sudo apt, and I think it was the EFI or grub EFI is what he said to install. So there's a bunch of different grub EFIs here, but just grub EFI is what he was talking about. So we just do sudo apt install grub-EFI. And that should be able to get the framework buffer like Hikari was talking about. If we look here too, firmware and EFI. So this right here, if you're unsure if you're running EFI or legacy, you could always do a listing of this directory. Or actually, I think it's EFI varies. Yes. Clear. Or you could use, that's one way of doing it, quick and dirty, is just to list the EFI vars directory of your sys firmware. Or another good way is EFI boot manager, MGR. And you can actually list out your boot devices. Oh no. Got roofers across the street. They're putting on a roof. Sad face. So anyways, yeah, those are two quick and dirty ways. Listing that directory or doing it. Obviously, I'm in UEFI boot. What does this look like now that we've done that? Oh, you know what? We did not update grub, which is also an issue. So that looks good. I don't think it really changed much on that, but that's weird. So I think it's showing like a partial part of the screen or something. I got an idea. What if it looked like it was smushed together a little bit? I think it was still running at 1080 by 24, right? Yeah, everyone should be on EFI, no doubt. Some VMs, I think most VMs by default still do legacy boot. Yeah, actually, you know, Benny says, you know, he's trying to learn WSL. That's great. If you're a Windows user and you want to learn some of this stuff, WSL is a great spot to start because you get to learn a lot of the syntax, and WSL-G to launch like graphic elements in Linux on Windows is actually pretty solid. So you can actually start kind of tinkering around, and then eventually you're going to be like, okay, well, I'm really tired of this Windows interface. I want to do something like what you see on my screen. That's when you want to, you know, go to like a live environment, and then maybe, you know, put the big boy pants on and go full install after. But I'd say in those stages, that's a really good progression. Or you could even use like a Raspberry Pi and really kind of mess around and do some fun projects too, is another good way to learn. Oh, you know what? I don't think I did do the sudo update grub. Upgrade. Update grub. So that updated that. We found the background image. Let's see what we got. It's a good point. Good point. I think I missed that on the last go. Although I think when I put that resolution in, I might have put it in wrong. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, that looks a lot better, guys. Other than the image being all distorted to all craziness. But that gives that looks pretty solid. I think we can do a little bit better. All right, so let's fix that real fast though. I think we can. I think now we have that. I think we can take that recent one like this, and I think we can expand on this. Let's go canvas size. We're setting grub themes up 0. Right now, I grabbed your grub Nord, and we might switch out Nord as well. Oh, man. So, let's come into here. Let's go 480. Center. Resize. Paste. What did I do? Windows. What happened? Oh, yeah, all right. Single window mode. But what did I pressed a button and I think whoa, what did I do with my view? Show all? Nope, that's not it. Did I go full screen? I think I hit something here. But oh, I don't know what happened there. Let's just relaunch it. Like, what did I do? I don't know. Maybe did I change the dock, or I like closed all my docks. I've never seen this view in Grub before. I mean, I kind of like it, but then I'm like, where did I do with all my docks? I got it. They're all there. Wow. What did I do? I tell you, Friday streams are always much more entertaining. Probably because I always do something. I'm like, how did I do that? I don't know what I did. Control B? I think that was it. No. Tab? Oh! Yeah, that gives me something. Alrighty. No. That tab did it, but what? Alright, let's try opening that up again. I think my window manager messed up that bit. So if I go tab, huh. Whatever, it's fine. I'm like, okay. Anywho, let's just expand this out. That layer. Do I need to resize this? Layered image size. And then we'll just take that. Bloop, bloop. Bam. Alright. We got that. Bam. Save. Save as JPEG. I don't know what happened here. This is so strange. Like, I don't know why it did that. Like, I've never had Grub do that on me. Can I move that? No. How bizarre. But like there's this whole section over here that I can't utilize now. Oh well. Fixed. Moving on. Alright. Let's go. And then we're just gonna copy. I wonder if the copy command. Oh, it's not in my history. We'll do copy splash 1. What was it? etc default grub? Or no, I think it was boot grub, wasn't it? Yeah. That was it. Alright, now let's see what that looks like. Kind of liking our splash screen. I wonder if should we do like a custom Debian splash screen there? I kind of like that that logo. I think that was pretty neat. So all right, we got our logo here. Oh, so close. It's at least proportional now, but I feel like it's just I don't know. It's kind of weird how it shifts it over to the right. I guess it could offset it in the image, but at this point I'm like, I don't care. The bit has been lost. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. To fix Grub, edit menu preferences, window management, click the button to reset saved Windows positions to default values. Solid. Solid. Thank you, sir. Photoshop is better. Banned. I'm gonna ban Michael for saying that. GIMP is amazing. I don't care what you say. GIMP 1, Titus 0. Oh, jeez. Anyway, kind of fun. Jaden, if you scroll back in the stream, you should see how I did that. It's wider than high. Okay, it's not proportional, you say. Close enough. There's a package called Grub Theme Preview to preview Grub themes instead of rebooting all the time. Well, this was actually not a Grub theme, I don't think. But Zero, you know, let's check it out. Let's check it out, Zero. Grub Theme Preview. I've never run that package. And I'm always fun. I always love learning something new. Grub Theme Preview. Oh, that's an Arch package, isn't it? Well, we can always compile it. What if you're on Debian and you need an Arch package? Something cool like Grub Theme Preview. Well, look at that. Well, let's see. Do they even have it? Okay, it's all source. Grub Theme Oh, it's a pip. Nice. Oops. Oh, I hate it when they do that. Like when they're doing that and they put that. Why do you do that? And then we got grub theme preview. Interesting. So you can actually do a path to the theme directory to preview the theme. Now that is... see, GitHub to the rescue again, man. Love GitHub. It's just amazing. So many geniuses on here. Makes me look good. Mainly just because there's always someone smarter you can go, ooh, let me copy your work. I love that. So let's go grub theme preview. Actually, I think we can just go grub dash theme. Ooh, you know what? We have .local. Okay. For some odd reason, okay, cool, that's working. I was about to say, I thought I edited my grub to add that bin path. So we got grub theme preview, and we're just gonna add the grub config. Is it just boot? No. I think it needs the full theme. Themes. Do I not have any themes? Or actually not grub config. Come back to here. Let's read some more. Grub config path. Okay, yeah. Path to theme directory. It's just boot and grub themes. How's my theme directory blank? That's odd, right? Maybe EFI. Oh, wait, no. Oh, it has extra dependencies. I think I have all that installed, though. Let's take a peek. Pretty sure I have all that. Let's see. Grub. Make rescue. Or grub common for Debian. Yeah, we know we have grub common. OVMF. Yeah, I already got that. Collection of utilities to access MS-DOS mtools. I've never installed that. Huh. Okay. Interesting. And I know I already have QEMU, so we have all the dependencies now. But that path, what did I do with that theme? How did I install that theme? That's probably a better question. Let's take a look at my build directory. And if we look at themes, all right, that's all my themes, but let's shift this to 4 and install etc grub. That's weird, right? Oh, I'm not running a super user. I'm such a so it is there, it's just not showing it because I'm not the super user. Themes. No, that's not it. Interesting. Yeah, we could just do... just to make sure. Maybe it just doesn't like listing through sudo. No, themes and directory is empty. How odd. Like, what the heck? Like, if we just look at the install file, right? Look at that. It's making the directory in here and then copying it, right? Copying a themes over into where it should be going. Oh, users share grub themes. Ah, thanks, Zero. Yep. You be right. What was that called again? I think it was theme preview. Yeah. Grub 2 theme preview. And then we just do actually I think we just do grub 2 theme preview. Yeah. -- grub -cfg, and then we can do the user share grub themes cyberre to the following path arguments are required. What did it happen here? That is the path. Maybe I just don't even bother with this option. Maybe you just need to just go bam. I'm not sure on this project. It's a little janky. I'm not gonna lie. Grub config at the... yeah. So we're trying to preview this theme. I mean, this is just mainly, right now, just looking at, not really that big a deal, but. Resolution. Maybe that? Huh. Yeah, no, this is just like an open source project written by a guy. Oh, okay. I gotcha. All right. So it's actually no KVM. Nope. Oh, maybe the order. Let's just come back here. Go -- no KVM. Bing. Yeah. It broke it. This is not my project. I was just trying out a new project I found. So, yeah. A neat idea. I'm sure it works fine on Arch. It's probably just not well tested on Debian. Very interesting, though. Yeah, I was just looking at this. I was like, oh, that'd be neat. But, yeah. But maybe, you know what, before we completely give up, maybe like QEM QEMU's installed though, right? Oh. What if we do this? Okay, well. All right, worth a shot. Like, so this is written for Arch, this theme preview, and there must be something funky with it that is just not like in Debian. That's the only thing I can think of. That's okay. It's the first time I've ever tried the project too, so. Is it just missing fonts, you think? So it's missing droid, deja vu, found OVMF image, error, none type is available. Well, let's just Google the error. Shows that that looks like that's there. Let's see what this will hit the first one on the. Oh, you know what? I bet it's a Python extension. Maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe. Yeah, like I said, maybe it's some kind of weird dependency I'm missing. Yeah, maybe not. Like I said. Like I said, I'm gonna go get some coffee. Did I have coffee today? Maybe not. Okay, I like that. Tijman, I think has. Let me try that. I don't want to give up too. Like I said, I've never used the project, but it looks cool as hell. I would love to do it. Then we can like build out our own grub theme. So the grub config. Actually, let's go. Grub config actually should be like default grub. Or you know we can just go boot grub. Yeah, grub config's right there. And then, do we need to specify it like that, you think? Then we do the path, user, share, grub, themes, cyber-RE. Man. All right, well, let's... It did say path for that, maybe. Okay, that's... Okay, that says it is a directory. Well... It said path. I think there's something up with this. It's only made by like one person here, so it's not like the end of the world here if we can't get it working. I just think it would be cool. Yep, I'm out. Moving on. What else do we got on the old GitHub? Moving back to our project here. Yeah, like I said, that project I know was meant with Arch in mind, so that's why I'm like, it's okay. It would just be it would be a quality of life thing where I'm like, oh, to modify and make like our own custom splash screen would be cool. So far today we've done some documentation, showed how to download the Debian non-free net install. And then we've changed our root. This would be run as SU, and this is just run as your user. And then that should theme everything out like I have it here. Nothing too crazy. The beginnings of a script, so to speak. When do you think this project will be 85% there? I think a good rough cut will be done by Christmas, John. So I'm going to say probably 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So I think we should have something there. Thanks so much for the super chat too, by the way. Try grub EMU package. All right, one last try. I'm always like one more time. All right. Grub EMU. What's the grub EMU package? I don't think I've ever used that. What is grub EMU? Oh. Well, forget that GitHub project. That's neat. How cool is that? Yeah, forget the GitHub project, grub-emu. I just spent 30 minutes on something that was already there. Just to do an apt install grub-emu, and then just come into here and just type grub-emu. Grub, oh crap, oops. Grub-emu. And it gives you the whole thing. It shows you like how long it's gonna be, where the progress bar is. That's pretty slick. How neat is that? Well, thanks, man. So there we go. So yes, the first GitHub package was actually bad because I think it was meant for Arch in mind. But grub-emu and Debian, done. That literally took 30 seconds. That is neat. There's nothing better when it comes to IT and you're trying to solve like a problem and you spend like an hour on it, and then all of a sudden the solution takes about 30 seconds and it's just a fantastic solution. I love it. I love it. So good. Yeah, I didn't even know about grub-emu. Oh, jeez. Finally, he noticed. He's probably been screaming at his monitor. Titus, use grub-emu. That's awesome. All right, neat. Neat. All right, now let's, do we want to make a custom grub theme? Should we actually make some, I think we should. Now, if we look, what am I doing for that? Let's come into our build directory. I think I wanted to clone that one file. Maybe I did it in downloads. Thought I already cloned it. I did not. All right, well, let's just clear out our downloads. Where did I put that file? I swear I cloned it. Yeah, the Nord grub theme. Let's take a look at that. We're gonna do. I know, man. RTFSC. That's just what you got to do. Eventually, I'll get there. It's part of the show. All right, so let's take a peek at Nord grub theme. Nordic grub theme. I did download Zuro's grub theme. Let's see, take a look at all the grub themes we have. Ooh, there's some really cool ones. Look at this one. I know that background. I'm not feeling it. Probably need to stick with Nordic, because almost everything's on Nordic now. Pretty solid look through here. Probably need to... Do I want to change? Nah, I think I kind of like the white text. It's like I could change that to be this color text as well. Maybe. Yeah, and IoT configured RTFC alarm. That wouldn't get abused, but I like it. I'm gonna set something up like that. I keep telling people I will. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go grab some coffee, and I will be right back, guys. Well, before I go though, let's. I think I wanted to do. Did I have term down installed? Yeah, term down. All right, I'll be right back in. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Let's go 5 minutes, Titus. It's late. Oh wait, no. Oops. I think I made a script in one of the... Yeah, there we go. Sweet. All right. I shall return. Oh no. What's that? What is that text? Ugly. All right. Shall return shortly, guys. Quick break. Need some coffee. After that, that was that was something. Oh, I'm late. Oh, no. What happened there? Oh, nope. Wrong chat. Chat, no green screen. Ah. I miss anything? I'm not too bad, right? Like a minute or two late. Yeah, that happens. So, I decided to get water and food. I'm like notorious for not eating. And, yeah. Oh, you missed the glory of bacon. You know, I love bacon. Bacon's good. I got some sausages and stuff here, though. Oh, yeah. So, Hikari, that was actually a system wipe that I had that pretty much I lost that script. Sad face. I need to grab that script again. I need to upload it to GitHub so that way next time I wipe out my system, I won't lose it. Yeah, so Explorer in Windows, and how Windows works is a little different. In Windows, you'd have like this kind of type of Explorer. Explorer.exe kind of acts as a shell. It's like a wrapper almost on a lot of different things. So like Windows like repurposes a lot of different things. A little bit weird. But also there's the window manager. That's kind of like what you see here. So this is the full window manager. So like when I launch into like a terminal, it'll just kind of make it big. If I launch into 2, it splits it, 3, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of what the window manager does. File manager obviously manages files. Linux is just like, they don't like to do cross-contamination. So a good example of like cross-contamination in Windows where you just, I almost want to say like it's like if a crackhead programmed a whole bunch of stuff and then turned it over to another person and then another person and another person. It's like a terrible game of telephone is basically what Windows is. And it's more evident in the Microsoft Office suite, probably the most, where Microsoft Office works better on Mac than it does Windows. Than it does Microsoft Windows works worse for Office than Mac. Why is that? Well, Mac was actually designed much like Linux. It's a Unix-based system, or based kind of loosely around Unix. So it has a very good foundation. Where Windows, again, is just kind of like a cobbled together mess where you have multiple different components being utilized for different things, such as Explorer.exe. It's just a weird... It's weird. But it's a weird that we know. Like, Windows is so weird, but we know it so well. Because I've used it forever. Like, from the DOS days where you pull up DOS 5.22 and you'd be like, win.exe, and you launch into your Windows 3.11. And you're like, this is, you just knew it. That was like, what, 92, 93, 94, something like that. And then Windows 95 came up, and then it was still DOS-based, but you had like an auto-exec wrapper that launched into Windows. And then Windows 98 kind of started to flip that script where DOS was kind of like weirdly integrated to where it launched into Windows. And then finally, like Windows 2000 came about. I'm not even going to mention ME. It's too easy. That's some low fruit. And then it starts morphing, but you got to remember, like, still Windows is... This is just kind of like the evolution, but it really never changed. It's not like it's ever been fully revamped because people made applications for Windows and they had to carry that compatibility through the years. And that's why it's such a... It's the biggest Frankenstein mess of an operating system, and that's why everyone always craps on it. That, and it's the biggest gorilla, the 100-pound gorilla in the room, so to speak, too. Everyone knows it. Oh, sweet. All right, I'll check it out, Hikari. Thank you, sir. I need to do that. Yeah, actually, Windows NT I liked. My favorite version of a Windows desktop was actually Windows 2000 Workstation. It was very good. I think, what is it? If I want some nostalgia of that, you have Remix OS, I think it is. I'm probably saying that wrong. But I remember there's like a Windows 2000 like reverse engineered project. That's right. React OS, that's it. So I actually had Millennium Edition. Here, I'll go to chat. Yeah, I had Millennium Edition, and it was that was bad. So I think I had Millennium Edition. It was so bad that the updates actually made it worse. Like you'd start with Millennium Edition, you're like, oh, this is kind of janky, and then it's not working right. And then I remember I'm like, okay, I'll just update. And then the updates made Millennium Edition even more unstable. So you just got BSODs like nonstop, just blue screen. And then I had to obviously move to 2000. Like everyone used Windows 2000. You might have used Millennium Edition off the get-go, but you ended up just on 2000. It was the only thing stable. Or moved back to like 98 second edition. All right, let's see. All right, what else do we want to accomplish? We've done some good stuff today. Did want to grab that one theme, which I think Zero sent over to me. Where are you at? We're going to take this theme and modify it because I think it's pretty good. What we'll do is we'll grab it. Obviously, this is not an Arch-based system, but we can clone the repo. And we will do that. So let's close this guy, git clone. And what we'll do on this one, let's take a peek at the... Oh, this looks very interesting. Let's just do GIMP background first. Icy World of Linux. All right, cool. What I'll probably end up doing for this one is just kind of taking this idea and... Oh yeah, someone actually mentioned how to fix this too. Because I messed up everything. I think it was preferences and window management. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for chat for that one. That's a beautiful thing when you mess up GIMP so bad that everything's misplaced. And this is a 1920 by 1080. Let's find us. Are we wanting mountains for this, you think? I think some icy mountains, snowy mountains. Snowy mountains. You know what? I think we got. No, we'll just go to pixels. We'll go copyright free on this one so we don't get in trouble. Mountains. Oh, there's some beautiful pictures in here. I kind of like that one. That's neat. Some peaks, a little bit too vertical. That one's neat. Neat. I think we'll just grab something a little bit devoid of color. So we can do some of that grayish Nordic theming. I think right there, that looks pretty solid. All right. Bam. Thanks, Roman. And now we'll open that file. Actually, I think sometimes the easier thing to do is just like pull up the downloads folder this way and just drag it into GIMP. All right. We have that and that. Probably change like the colors and the exposure a bit. A little overexposed here. Make it a little darker so it's not so bright. And back. We'll just take this guy. Ow. We'll probably like copy, paste. Awesome. And what I'm going to do here is we're just going to take this whole thing and then just basically delete it. Just so we have kind of a base layer. Square in the center is where the OS loads. Sweet. What we'll probably do is start with a basic shade. And let's get like a blue, but like a grayish blue almost. Maybe yeah. Oh, gray. Like right in there. Start with a kind of a dark outline, almost like a border, and then we'll move up. And we'll layer this guy. Layer is not visible. Oh, that. There we go. Oop. Let's delete. Delete. And then we'll just take another little layer here. This guy. You can kind of see a little bit of the Nordic form there. Still think that color on the back is a little too... How did I say this? A little too saturated. Let's desaturate it a little bit. We'll hide that. Let's go color, saturation. Let's take that down a hair. I think we'll just completely desaturate this photo and bring that exposure down just a hair more. Yeah. Hopefully this photographer never sees this. He'd be like, you just bastardized my photo. It was glorious. And now it's like nothing. It's like a gloom post-apocalyptic photo where it was just beautiful before. All right, neat. Add the CIA logo. And now what we'll do is take that, copy it, paste it in here. Basically what I'm doing with this logo now, we're just going to take this layer, scale it. We're going to add a little bit of design here. We're going to just take this, probably do a border of 40, I'm thinking. 1320 probably. Scale it. Scale it back a little bit. Give it a little bit of a pop. And then for this guy, I'm going to do... I'll probably add a little bit of a shadow. Alpha selection. Let's just toss a little shadow to give a little more depth. Ow. Like it. Down. Like that. And then this, obviously. Maybe almost. Do we even want this extra one? Yeah, I'm just kind of playing around right now. Nah, that's dumb. Let's just get rid of it. All right. Give it a little bit of fade. I think that's pretty good. So then we need to just toss the Debian logo in here somewhere, right? I think we'll do that in the middle. I think that's in my icons folder. Oh man, did it not run? I've been having issues with my mounting of my drives. Usually I'm waiting until they launch, but it's just not seeming to get there. But anyways, I digress. Oh, that's not even in my package. I think that's actually in my .conf. And icon files, where's my Deb? Debian, please. Bring that over. Yes. And what we'll do is probably put that like right in here somewhere. Or over here. Toss it could be universal, toss a penguin in it, possibly. Probably we'll just take this. Or we could just put it center, front and center. Yeah, I almost want to take away the logo because some people dual boot and they're going to see the Debian logo anyway. Well, you know what we'll do? Let's just delete this. We need some penguins. Okay. Top right inside. I like that design. Thoughts on Podman replacing Docker? I think it's possible. Like, there's some things about Docker that are like real funky. Podman kind of streamlines things. I think we'll see what happens. It's at the end of the day, everyone knows Docker, and even though I think it's a superior technology, we'll have to wait to see if it actually, takes hold. But I do like Podman better from a technological perspective. Let's see here. What else do I got? I got some distro penguins. We could toss those in there. What other things do I have in my little icon repository? A bunch of toss my head in there. Kappa. Oh, what else we got? Go with just a blank brands, probably. Let's do that. All right, well, that should be some stuff to work with. So probably what we'll end up doing, like a little penguin on the bottom right, or we could do like a fading effect, or we could do like a more generic penguin hanging out on top of the mountainside. There's a lot of stuff we could do, but we're gonna delete that. That's not gonna happen. And this is obviously too much. I think this guy right here, maybe add a little fade. I think that's pretty good. Just the one. My wife will always telling me, it's like, you just added too much. It's simplistic, less is more. It's just, you know, well, so much truth. So much truth to that. So we just got a nice little universal start screen. I think that looks pretty solid. Yeah, I think that's a good starting point. Let's go save as, and we'll put this in our projects folder. What do we got? Video production, projects, and we'll call this one Grub Boot. Alrighty, well, we got that, and we'll just save this as a JPEG. So that should do it. Actually, probably PNG. Nah, JPEG. I think Grub does better with JPEG. Alright. Now, what we do is just come back into our projects folder. Get out of this. Head over here. I closed my project folder. I think I did. Alright. I'm notorious for like opening things up and then closing it. I like a clean desktop. Probably why I like the window manager so much. Because you can always have clean desktops. Projects, where you at? Post-production. Projects. There's that. Old stuff. We'll take this guy, toss that probably in our build and the Nord folder. And this will be the background. This is actually background PNG. So if you look at this, file, open, recent. Let's go save as background PNG, please. All right, that's better. Projects. Grab the PNG version. And then what I like to do anytime I'm like using somebody else's project, like Zero's here, we're just gonna take that and just say old background. And actually before, oops, where'd you go? Did I just delete that? All right, well, disregard. My delete button's right next to my thing. Oh, we can always reclone it. So we have that progress bar. Everything else looks pretty solid. I might have messed up that corner. We'll see how it goes. Let's come back one. Let's look at the install file. Looks like theme directory is going to be just in boot grub themes. Nothing too crazy here. And it looks good. All right, well let's do this thing. So we'll just go sudo install. I hate it. Okay, so yeah. You can't run an SH file from that you download. You need to mark it executable. All right, let's run that as sudo though. All right, installed. And then, oh, but we also downloaded that one thing, which I've actually never used, but just like grub emu. I mean, it looks pretty good. What do y'all think? I mean, obviously we got to fix that. The splash screen. I wonder if it can do opacity. No, I think it's a JPEG on the splash screen. But it's worth pulling in. Let's just go recent. Wonder if we could go with just like a Nord transparent. Yeah, I kind of need a different font color. I agree. Or we could go darker. With that background, though. Yeah, I think the font color needs to come off. Let's change the font color. So this is a Deja Vu Sans regular, background that, message font, title color. All right. Probably. Just grab that color. We'll bring it into GIMP. And what we'll do is I'm just going to create a dummy Deja Vu Sans. Perfect. Bring this down to like 50. Debian. And what we're going to do... So this kind of just gives us a little bit of a... Probably do like a higher font. I'm thinking we bring that up to like a 72 probably. I don't think very many people have long descriptions, and I've always kind of not liked Grub using really small font. So I think that should work. Comic Sans, please. So I think this just needs to be brightened up a bit. Something like that. Or we go a little bit high. I mean, obviously the font's not going to be exactly this. I mainly did it just for contrast purposes. Kind of almost looks like a purple, though. Almost kind of want like a really light shade of white, but not bright white. So I'm thinking like something like that right there would be kind of what the options would be. Tejas, I installed Pop! OS and working, but changed its DM to SDDM and now stuck in a boot screen. Not sure, not showing TTY. What should I do? You should be able to just do Control-Alt F2, remove SDDM for the display manager. I think you can do like a depackage reconfigure repackage or depackage dash reconfigure space, and then just put your old one on. If it was GDM or light DM, then just do depackage reconfigure light DM or you know, SDDM. It could also be when you set up SDDM, you just chose the wrong option. I've done it before. So that should get you going. Yeah, there you go. Ikari gave it to you. Yeah, Linus Tech has some really good font. I like his font. I like his logo too. Pick the sky color for the font. Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea. What does that look like? Actually, let's go. Can we grab the sky color for the font? Let's see what that looks like. That would be neat. I like the idea of it. I don't know, it kind of blends in a little too much when you do the sky color. So you can see it's definitely matching that sky color. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, it doesn't look good. That's the part of design though, man. It's hard to... I'm not a great designer. I like to just kind of... Let's go blue. What's that give me? A little purple almost. A little too purple. Bring it closer to like a light blue. Almost like a white, but like a little bit of off-white with like a hint of blue, I think is what we do. I think like right in there is basically the font color we need. So let's grab that and change that in our font theme, and then we'll do another grub EMU. So title color, title text, title color. I think it's more of this. Message color, and then Deju Sans. I think we go at least 32 for the font size. Terminal font 32. And kind of just push that up some. I think that's good. So with that done, let's come back into here, open in terminal, and we're just gonna go sudo install. What is going on? Oh, I'm in my theme directory. All right, we got that. And now if we just do a grub EMU. I think I missed my font color. I think my font color's a bit off there, guys. It looks good right there, but it's the font color's not too bad. I think just the font size now is what we need to change. I think I messed it up in my theme directory. Let's go theme. Where's that at? Do I not have it? I don't. All right. So we got, yeah, so it's droid logo is the boot menu right here. So this is what we need to change. Let's just change it to 32. And the item color, I think what I was changing on general settings is really what I'm going to change down here. CDDD. All right, close that. Come back into here. And this is where we change it. That, and we're going to add 32 and 32 over here. Selected an item color. I think we need to change this to like a little bit brighter version of that. So we're going to go bring it back into our GIMP, and then that's going to be the unselected version. Just add a little bit more pop. I think we just go full white for the selected. So for this, we'll just come back here and then just go like that. Item width, item height, adding, all that looks good. And now we do new. Oh, first I need to install it. Oh, get them to vote on the best too. I'd love that, yeah. Run a competition. That'd be cool. I like that idea. Crowdsource it. I think that's a brilliant idea, Rue. Never go white as a rule in web dev. Well, I could totally see that with a lot of like the switching of the themes where it's dark, light mode, all kinds of different things. Grub, though, is pretty set in stone. So this is kind of what we're looking at. Not too bad. Not great. I need to get rid of that splash screen. I think it's about... It's passable. I think what we do is do the community version. I'm sure someone from the community can do a far better job than me, because, again, I'm not very artistic. I'm doing good, Cartex. How are you doing? It's about noon right now here. You'd use a different font, probably. I mean, I really like the Firecoda, Meslo fonts and stuff. But the thing about Grub is you kind of want that to be a more universal font because you don't know... you don't know if that's going to be installed by default. And I think a Droid font's pretty universal. I mean, my personal preference would probably be like a Meslo font. I really love the Meslo fonts the most. Yeah, the window manager I'm using, guys, is BSPWM. It's used a lot in a lot of Arch-based projects. Not much in Debian, though. What are we going to do with that? I want to say, let's fix that splash, too. Has anybody used transparency in splash screens? Probably not advised. What do we got? Sudo... I think we need to switch to super user real fast. Let's go over to boot. Rub. Do we have splash here? Splash. Yes. Clear. Exit. Could just do an update grub, but all right, I think this is good. Let's see where we're at on this. I think I'm just going to leave the Debian screen as is. I kind of like that shutdown animation, and even the startup animation of Debian. Like I said, the Debian project's done so good in the recent years. I mean, it's always done good. It's just, I think they're doing a better job being more forward-facing to, you know, more of an end user. Or before they weren't. Oh, that's not bad. A little bit light. Probably a higher font, I would say. So let's go Titus. But I kind of agree with you on the... We could try like a Meslo font. Really dig it. I really do dig that. Oh, that's Plymouth? Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll just do like a community art project and just say, hey, everybody submit designs for this, and then I'll just feature their design on the final product, because that'll be it, and then have them design a wallpaper while we're at it. You know, I think do the wallpaper, and then maybe I'll probably just do a wallpaper type deal, and then just add that little box, and then I'll obviously fix up the fonts a bit more to where it's a little bit more readable, and that way it's kind of like themed. I think that'd be cool. That'd be pretty darn sweet. So yeah, guys. That's cool. It's really cool. Yeah, so I mean, hopefully today was more about, just to recap here at the end, we did a little bit better on the documentation. People now know what image I'm using from Debian. I'm using a net install, non-free, regular one, but then I'm immediately changing it to a SID developer branch on Debian. And then on top of that, cleaned up some of the documentation, fixed some of the packages that are getting installed through the root script, because you would actually load up Debian without any desktop environment. And from the CLI, you'd run it as root, that first script, and then you'd run it as a user for the second script. And then we'll probably test it out on the next stream. See how that goes. And then we did a lot of grub theming, which was just kind of random. I think we were just like, oh, let's toss a grub theme on here, and then ended up basically skipping all of the regular display managers because I was just using auto login. But we could probably do like a start X or something like that. We could tinker around with that as well. And then we also did grub encryption. So you actually have to log in through grub, which is neat. The terminal I'm using is Kitty, and I use a custom one. I don't particularly like the configuration of my Kitty in this specific one. I think I'm going to change up that kitty.conf file and make my terminal a little bit better. I think that was Starship that I messed up on a TOML file or something, that it added a little too much junk. I'm just lazy and I haven't removed it yet. So the prompt's going to change a little bit. The theming is going to stay the same. But a good little background, a little, hey, this is kind of what's going on. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I've been actually noticing that the live streams have been getting a lot of rewatches. I mean, upwards of thousands of views afterwards, which I was really shocked because I enlist them. They're not in the algorithm at all. So that's pretty awesome. It makes me feel really good, and I just love chatting with y'all. It's great. It's fantastic. I can't say enough great things. So I'm just gonna keep doing the 2 live streams a week, as I honestly like the live streams more than making videos. But I do have a video coming out probably tomorrow, as long as everything goes well on the cutting room floor, and I think that'll be more over GitHub and utilizing GitHub, because so many people don't understand it and how powerful it is. Much like when we're doing like community stuff, like making a background or something like that. All that can be kind of filtered through the community, and GitHub's power comes from the collaboration in the community, which is great. I will 0. Well, I try to stay entertaining. You know, that's the big thing. It's always important to try and break something. I'm surprised we didn't break grub, to be frank, today, messing around as much as we did with a lot of the config files. GitLab's also just as good. I mean, I don't have any problem with GitHub or GitLab. Pick your poison. If you really like hate Microsoft with a dire passion, you probably would want to use GitLab. They both work pretty darn well. I personally use GitHub just because that's where most projects are, and as far as searchability and just being familiar with it, I like GitHub. So, but no, you can't really go wrong. I think there's even like Bitbucket and some other ones as well. That if you don't like GitLab, you can also do that. So can't go wrong, guys. Alrighty, take it easy. Have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all probably next Tuesday for the live stream. That'll be a little bit more organized, as it's always later in the day, and I'm always pretty well caffeinated and also fed at that time, so my brain works a little bit better. These Friday ones, I gotta say, maybe I need to wake up a little earlier and then like eat a ton of food and like front load, because it feels like my Friday streams are a bit disjointed, and it's nothing to do with what I'm thinking of. It's just I have a hard time focusing Friday morning. It also could be the weekends here, and I'm like, oh man, I just kind of want to chill. But either way, I love it. I think it gives you kind of two different perspectives of me in the afternoon versus me in the morning. All right, guys, take it easy. Love y'all. See y'all next week.